excuse me for looking and sounding a little bit rusty. It is now almost 8 a.m. Just finished watching the Australian Grand Prix. Oh my god. The adrenaline is still in my veins. Okay, but let's take this easy. Let's start from the beginning. So first of all, the hours. Woke up at 5:40 today to watch the race. Across the weekend, I got like 4 hours of sleep a night. So I'm very tired, but it was worth it. Okay, so before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go through my notes. First of all, Australia seems to bring the best out of the drivers. They give us some of the best content from the entire year. Honestly, one of the best Grand Prix of the year, in my opinion. I also love the circuit, also won the game, very enjoyable to drive. And also, everyone who's ever been to the Australian Grand Prix has said that it is an amazing experience. Like, it's just organized very well, the atmosphere is great. So yeah, Australia, I love you. Second thing is the Logan Alex situation. If you don't know or seen it, Alex has crashed in FP1, which damaged his chassis, and Williams didn't have a spare chassis because they're apparently very unprepared and, I don't know, very behind. So they chose to give Alex Logan's chassis and basically have Logan out of the race and like out of the weekend as a whole. And on one hand, I get it. Okay, as a team, you'd want to maximize your chance to get points. And historically, Alex Albon is more likely to get points. But I also feel really, really bad for Logan. This is not his fault. He shouldn't pay for the mistake of his teammate. And I don't know how he recovers from it from like a confidence perspective. Like, it kind of feels like Williams don't really believe in him, even though they say they do, but they don't. And I mean, Alex didn't get the point at the end. He was very close to it, but he didn't get a point. So nothing really came out of it, and we will never know what would have happened if Logan was in the car. So yeah, I didn't really like that. Also, they did all that just to like Alex to not go out for another flying lap in Q2. Like, I'm pretty sure he had time to get out and set another flying lap. Had a chance at least to get into Q3, but I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Another thing that happened in practice is Max struggling. We'll wait. We'll get to it. So at the time, it kind of felt like they're kind of sandbagging us in practice, giving us false hope every time, like even in Saudi and Bahrain. Like, they don't top the timesheets, which doesn't really say anything because it's not the point of practice, but I don't know. It kind of gives you false hope, which we fall for every time, so that's also on us. Like, we shouldn't believe that. But he always goes from, yeah, I'm really struggling, complaining in practice, to then taking pole by 2/10 and saying it was very enjoyable. So I think they're doing it on purpose. So please stop doing that. I actually don't. I mean, I do want to see like other people get the fastest times. Even if it's just in practice, it gives me some peace of mind, if you will. What else happened? Yuki knocking out Hamilton out of Q2. Good for Yuki. Great for V-Carb. Daniel getting his time deleted. Fucking hell, man. I mean, come on. Ugh, it was so annoying to watch it. Like, I was watching it and he went off, I think, turn 4. He went off there, but the commentators didn't say anything about it. They were like, oh, he's improving. And I was like, he clearly went off. They're gonna delete this time. But the commentators didn't say anything. So I thought, like, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe the FIA didn't see that. But no, they did. So that was a shame. Then we had Perez, who qualified third, get a 3 grid penalty. Is that what it's called? 3 places penalty, which I think was very helpful for what happened. And also was very nice to see as a McLaren Ferrari girly. This whole race was very fun for a McLaren Ferrari girly. So that was helpful. And before we get to the actual race, I also watched F2 again, the sprint race. Haven't seen the main race yet. Didn't wake up for it. It was like 3 a.m. I think for me. So I'm gonna watch it later. But it is so chaotic and like action-packed. It's so fun to watch. If you like F1, but you're kind of bored because of, you know, Max Verstappen's dominance and like not a whole lot of action on track, like not a ton of overtaking, let's just say this, I highly recommend watching F2. It is so entertaining. I said it last time, but I'll say it again. It's a little like sillier than F1. Like, I don't know how to explain it properly. It's like less serious, I would say. No, I think you know what I mean. Like if you watch F2 you'd know what I mean. So moving on to the actual race. Oh my god. So I'm like writing these notes during the race itself. So I wrote Carlos overtake, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, Max complaining, and then all caps, Max DNF. What a start to this week for me. Thankfully, he was fine. It was just an engine problem, I think. Like, he had a problem with a brake, and then, wait, what was it? Actually don't know, like, what technically happened, but it was a technical issue. Nothing with driver error or a accident or something, so he was fine. The car wasn't. I think the right rear brake caught on fire when he got into the pit. So this made it all worth it getting up this early in the morning. And yeah, it was very refreshing. You see, this is what happens when you count Red Bull out. It's so fun. It's so fun. And it's so much better than Max winning every time. Other than that, Sauber had awful pit stops again for both Bottas and Zhou. They really need to sort that out. It's like a, what's it called? A wheel nut? Oh, a nut wheel? The things that they put into the, whatever. They need to redesign something there. And I hope they do it as soon as possible, because this is honestly sad to watch. Like, not that I think Sauber is anyone's favorite team. It's not that people are crying over this, but still, it just kind of takes them out of the competition. So then honestly, I didn't really write anything throughout the race. The Lando and Oscar swap, and also Oscar having the lockup in turn 13. Unfortunate. I really wanted him to finish on the podium, not only because it's his home race, but it would also have been the first time an Australian got on the podium, and he would break the record of like highest finish in position for an Australian in his home Grand Prix, because fourth is like the highest, so he just equalized to the record. Is that a thing you can say? I don't know. So yeah, a bit sad about that, but it's okay. It's okay. Fourth is also obviously a great finish. Like, it's not that he suffered from that or anything. This race was very reminiscent of Singapore of last year. Obviously, a not Red Bull win, and not Max win, a Carlos Sainz win, a Carlando podium, and a George Russell crush on the last lap. I shouldn't laugh at this. This isn't funny. It's a shame. When they first cut to it, it looked like the car has like flipped over, like did a full like 360, because it was like propped on the wheel on the side. So that was very scary to see. But then they had the replay and I was like, oh, it's okay. Also, Charles, like, it's exactly what Charles said about it in the cool down room. He was like, is that it? No. It looked so much more severe than that. So it wasn't like anything that serious, but a shame. He was in the points and he was chasing Fernando for more points. Honestly, kind of insane that I didn't red flag it. Like, he was in the middle of the track, but I mean, I don't know, I guess because it was the last lap. Very scary still. But I kind of had a feeling someone would crash on the last lap. Honestly, kind of had a feeling that Carlos would crash, and I was praying to God that he wouldn't. Just because, like, he started struggling with the tires, and like the commentators were also worried about him, and I was like, oh my God, please, nothing can happen, but I feel like he's going to crash. And then boom, Russell crashes. So yeah, reminded me a bit of Singapore. Also, it's the race before Japan, which I'm kind of scared for what Max is going to do, because last time he specifically like said, yeah, we'll get to Japan after Singapore, and won the race by like a huge margin. Can't remember exactly what, but he was insane in that. So I'm kind of afraid for that Max Verstappen revenge era. Carlos is absolutely insane for doing this. Again, recovering from a surgery. I could have never done that. And he did, like, when he got out of the car, he looked like, oh, please don't touch me. I need to sit down comfortably. But yeah, so he's absolutely insane. Not only did he lead almost every lap. No, wait, he did lead every lap. No, Max led the first one. By the way, the laps go so fast around this track. Oh my God, it was such a fast race. Like, when they started and then there was like, yeah, DRS is now available. It's lap 2 already. I was like, what? When did they finish the first lap? So the laps are really fast around Australia, apparently. Like, I know it's like a minute and like 20 seconds, 21, 22, 19 sometimes, but it felt even faster than that, honestly. So yeah, Carlos led 99% of the race, but he also had a big gap between him and second place. He had really good pace, so he's insane. And also, Sky Sports F1 have some crazy statistics ready for any occasion. They said so we had like a Ferrari 1-2 and then McLaren 3-4, and they said that the last time that happened was can't remember the year it was. Oh my god. Oh no. Look, I have a stress ball and it just exploded. Not exploded, it has a hole. No, it's new. In the arms of the angel. Oh my god, and I have radioactive stuff on my hand now while I'm cleaning this up. So I can't remember the year, but it was Felipe Massa and Kimi Räikkönen in the Ferraris and Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso in the McLarens. And also on the last lap, they started saying that it's the first time since, I don't remember what year. And I thought he was going to say a race ended under a safety car, but no, he said it was the first time since whatever year he said it was that a driver who's recovering from an injury or something physical is winning a race. What a crazy statistic to have. So that was a little bit funny. We also had a Carlando moment. Obviously they were both on the podium, but when they got out of the cars and Lando went and congratulate Carlos. So that was cute. That was very cute. And the Italian national anthem is a fucking banger. It is so fun. Energies were insanely great. I would love to hear that many more times. Oh, also I forgot, Hamilton also retired, also for a technical issue. So insanely exciting race. Even though we didn't really have a battle for first, it was still very enjoyable to watch because this might just be, again, the only not Red Bull win of the season. I think if the race would have been longer, we could have had more action towards the front, but it's fine. It's fine. We got more than enough. It's okay. So yeah, that's actually all I wrote. I think this is very short but sweet, kind of like the race. I kind of forgot to do this before, but I want to share with you maybe I don't. The F1 app, it's called F1 Play, when you can predict things in the race. You predict the top 3, then you predict whose drivers. They give a list of drivers and you pick which one will finish first. They do it with 2 groups of drivers. Then there's first to retire, how many cars will finish the race, is there going to be a full safety car period, and the winning margin. So I'm doing it every race. I'm not an expert or supposed to have really good results in this, but it's kind of fun to do, so I wanted to share with you. So I think I'm gonna start it from now on. By the way, in Bahrain I got 5 out of 10 predictions correct, and in Saudi Arabia I got 4 out of 10. In Australia I got 1 out of 10. Most people got just 1 out of 10. Obviously very unexpectable race. So the one prediction I got correct is the Nico Hülkenberg will finish first from the bunch of drivers that they gave me. Everything else I was wrong. I predicted Max, Lando, Charles podium. I predicted that the fastest lap would go to Max. I predicted that Yuki would finish higher from the first group of drivers. I was actually Lance Stroll. First to retire, said Esteban. I don't know, just a hunch. Classified finishers. That's not correct though. I predicted 16 and the correct that they give is 17, but that's not true. They need to give me a point on that one, I think. Because we started only with 19 cars because Logan Sargent set out. And then, so 1 already down, and then Max, and then Lewis, and George. So 16. We have 16 finishers. I don't know what this app is talking about. And the winning margin, I said 12 to 15 seconds. And I did say they would be a safety car. So I just got 1 point out of 10, which is fine. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not even really thinking this through. I'm just yeah, I feel this is what's gonna happen, and then forget about it, put it on the side, look at it after the weekend. Yeah, enjoy these memes. Bye. Damn, do you hear that? Oh my god, I have construction like outside my house.